our talk. Now, careers in tech. We have people who are doing tech small. We have people who are doing tech big. Depending on how you want to do it. Trust me, I know people who are software engineers and they are really good, but they are doing it on a small scale. They are earning, let's say, 150K, 100K per month. That's their salary. And I know people, for example, for those who understand backend, I know people who what they do on their daily job is to maintain endpoints, not building endpoints, but maintaining endpoints for the backend guys. You understand what I'm saying? Maintaining endpoints, and they get 1,500 USD, 3,000 USD. Then I know a Nigerian developer who has built more than 5 endpoints for a payment system. His salary is 150K, and he still deployed these endpoints, and salary is still 150K. Then someone is maintaining endpoints and is earning I said 1,500, 3,000 USD, maintaining endpoints. Now, the point here is dependent on how, number one, how exposed you are and how exactly do you put yourself out there that people can see you. You can be as good as anything. You can be like the best backend developer, front end designer, whatever. If you don't put yourself out there, no one knows you exist. You will definitely not get these jobs there. You won't get them. Because at the same time, these companies want to hire the best. Remote companies, remote jobs don't just come just like that. These guys hire the best because of the fact that it's in quotes, it's a remote job. They're hiring you from like another country. They expect that you should be good. And they are also hire, let's say it's location. They want you to relocate from your current country to another country, from Nigeria to the US, Nigeria to the UK. They expect that, okay, this guy, I'm relocating from all the way from Nigeria. He is a key cast. This guy is next level. So when I'm bringing him to UK, I don't need to put him through like what exactly how the system works and how all of this works. I'm bringing him from Nigeria down to the US, and it's just for the first week, it's just taking a look and understanding the platform. Then next week, it's building, executing, pull requests. Literally, that's how I'm always at so most times, because let's not take this as a racist problem, but I think it's just a problem because of the fact that I won't say because we are Nigerians, but I'll just say I don't know, it just happened. So most times when us as Nigerians join remote company, they are like 50, okay, let's go small. They are like 30 white people. Then there's one Nigerian that is just there, that is black, that is just there. Then they're having meeting. They'll forget to call that guy. They'll just forget. Like, it's after the meeting, they'll start saying, where is this guy again? He wasn't in the meeting. It's so weird. But that's the point. The point is, oh, sorry about that. Sorry. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, very well.
I would like to access is my network good? Like, is everything good? Can you guys hear me and see me properly?
Yes.
Yes,
yes. Okay, perfect. So yeah, as I was saying, we have these guys, 30 Americans, one Nigerian, and they have meetings. They always forget that one black guy who is Nigerian there, because why? Like, you haven't done much. So when I join remote companies, what I do is when I join, pull requests are coming up like on a daily basis. Like even at like 3 a.m. in the morning, my time, I'm sending pull requests. I'm pushing changes, like actively pushing changes. I'm sending DMs to the engineering team like late at night. Hey, what's up? This. Like, it's so active at the point that, okay, look, you're mentioning people in the team. Like, my name is like always the top 3. Because why? There's activity coming up from my end. But then when you join the company and you're like, let me just be low-key, they'll forget about you. They might probably forget to pay you salary too. But who knows? Moving on. Career in tech is really tough. It's going to be really tough for Nigerians that we are, but you have to be really good. I'm going to talk about the point of you being just a regular person. Then I'm going to go to the point of talking about you starting a company. Those are the 2 points I'm going to be talking from today. So number one, just career and technology in general. So it's really tough for us who are, I believe the first speaker, I joined really late because I had to jump from one meeting to this conference. So I believe he touched the kind of roles that are out there for people like us. We have software engineers for the web, software engineers for Android. We have mobile developers. We have product designers. We have developer advocates. We have developer relations. We have graphic designers. We have product managers, we have QA, we have testing, we have like a whole bunch of roles out there, like plenty enough roles. Now there's this new one coming up saying developer experience engineers. So like there's enough roles out there that we can apply from, we can really skill. But the point is that we should be really good at these things. So because now it's not all about remote jobs. Yeah, I know a company in Nigeria that pays a friend of mine about 1.2. Yeah, it's a Nigerian company, not a US company. A Nigerian company, and it starts 1.2 per month, and he's a senior software engineer at this company. And the name of the company is Paga. So yeah,
Wow.
there are Nigerian companies who pays their staff this high, like this high. But then scoring this kind of jobs requires like enough skill. Like enough skill, you must be really good at what you say you're good at. Okay, I'm gonna share a little story. So when I was at in 2018-ish, I was working at Van Hack as a developer advocate and software engineer. So there was this Nigerian who applied and got into the system, and he got so as far as the interview. So as I was doing like an interview with him, so I truly first interview question. My first question for interview stages are always, what are props? Like straight up, what are props? Like that simple. So he couldn't answer to me what props are. Then he said I lied. Then he left the chat. So he lied so well on his CV that we thought he was something he wasn't. The goal is to build up your CVs. Most of the jobs that we are really going to get as software engineers, product designers, or whatever role we are in is going to be covering. Okay, I need to remove this. It's going to be covering around the fact that we can be so good at what we are good at that people can see it all the way from like their end. That I don't have to tell someone, hey, this, that. That they can look at my LinkedIn and they can say, okay, this guy has really built like some shit. So, oh, sorry about that. So this guy's really built some stuffs. No. So yeah, most of the jobs you get again goes from GitHub. So if you're not using GitHub today, move on to GitHub. GitHub is a new CV. No one cares about the CV you drafted or you designed that's out there that people are using. Nobody cares. Like nobody cares. What they care about is your GitHub commits. Now they can see you're adding useful code to a particular project. That this way again open source comes into play, that people can see, okay, this guy is contributing to this open source project and we can see his valid contributions to this project. This is what companies and people, recruiters are looking for. Then move again to your Twitter. How often do you tweet? How often do you put yourself out there that these companies can find you? This is super important. That you're over there on Twitter, talking about things that has to do with your field. It can be design. You can join the design Twitter. So there's this design Twitter means there's a collection, there's a group of people on Twitter who are designers, they're all friends, that kind of thing. Now they'll ask you, mention 20 product designers that you know, and you can mention 20. If you ask me to, they mention, should I say 50? 50 is much, okay. Let's say 20 to 30, these software engineers that you know on Twitter, like I can mention 20 to 30 because I know these guys, like I work with them, I speak with them, I have conferences, I have them over for conferences, I have them over for meetups, I do all of these things. So the point is, again, you putting yourself out there. Now, the goal of learning how to code and having a career in tech is, again, it's either you have two options. Number one, you joining a company and you making impact. As a Black person, as a Nigerian, when you're joining a remote company, never be that person who just sit back and just manage. Don't manage. Just once you join, start pushing pull requests, start pushing useful codes, start making changes, start giving recommendations, because I will never join a company where in this company I'm joining, my opinions are not fully accepted. I will want to join a company where I can give out opinions out there and they can say, okay, this is possible. We can consider this. And I'm in the engineering department or developer relations department, and I can give recommendations to the recruiting department. I can give recommendations to the operations department based on the fact that they can receive my recommendation. I'm like, okay, I think this is useful. Then they use it. Not that you are in developer relations, you are in developer advocacy, and you can't, that's your department. You are strict, you are there. That's not how it is in most remote companies. It's not like that. In some it's like that, but then there's like a whole chunk of them where it isn't like that. Where you can give useful advices, you can give your words to these departments, just basically making changes often. Let them see how important you are to this company. Let them say like, this guy is super important. We can't just let him go. If he's not active, you're gonna get calls like, hey, you haven't been active. What's up? Or you can be like, oh, hey, I need to go for like a 2 weeks vacation, and like I need to go. Like, okay, go. And like 2 weeks vacation, all paid. That's what you get. And like, you're good. Then when you get back, like, hey, what's up? We missed you. Not that when you get back, you say, hey guys, I'm back. You get two guys saying, welcome back. No one cares. Because why? You have zero impact in the company, and that's not helping you create impact. When I left Van Hack as a developer, I can still remember the CEO. I'm still chatting with a whole bunch of guys. I left Van Hack since 20, like early, is it around 2018? That's when I left Van Hack. I still have a whole bunch of guys like still talking to them. Now let me go as far as the last Nigerian company I worked for, which is TechPoint. So in 2016, 2017, I worked with Checkpoint. Okay, no, it's 2017 to 2018. I worked with Checkpoint as a senior software engineer at Checkpoint. So I still go to their office at Bagada to still play Mortal Kombat with Wale. So Adewale is CEO of Checkpoint, and like a whole bunch of guys that like, because these guys were super amazing. I still go over to Checkpoint's office. I say hi to this guy. I say, hey, what's up? Let's talk. They have these meetups. I still go for them. I still like chat with these guys. It's super important. I'm just trying to keep that relationship with them. And that's also super important. You being able to, when you leave a company, your impact will be felt. And these guys always want to keep in touch with you in case you need one thing or the other. So as I said, the first phase is number one, you being able to understand that there's one, you working for a company. And number two, you starting a company because you are an engineer, you're a developer, or rather you're an engineer or you're a designer. So now, let's say you're an engineer. Some engineers just want to like build a solution that is not out there already, and they want to create a company out of it. So think about the fact, okay, think about this. I'm an engineer. I saw a solution online that is limited, or I'm facing a particular problem while using a particular tool. But I'm like, okay, a whole bunch of people are facing this problem, but no one is fixing this. Like there's a tool similar to this, but then they are not just covering this one thing. This one thing. No one is touching this market. They're like, okay, I'm gonna do it. But then the companies you see who are touching this are still missing one thing that you know you can build. So as an engineer, you sit down for months. You sit down for months. All you're doing, you're just building. You're building this, building. You get designers. You get people all around that can help you put together this idea and build it to scale. That's the point. So when you now have a finished product, you put it out there. Now you're just a developer. What do you like? What next? Yeah, I must know how to build a business. Trust me, building a business is harder than coding. For those who want to know, building a business, trust me, is harder than coding. It's really harder than coding. Not to talk of raising money. Raising money, a lot of them might say it's easy, it's hard. Like, okay, let's say it's easy, but then points like really raising money is hard. Raising money is really hard, especially for startups. If it's for companies that has a track record of building up investors and scaling when after every series of investment, that's different. To be easy for them to raise more money if they want to. For example, Shola of Paystack said he hasn't gone for another like series of money because why? He has money. Paystack is generating enough money that he doesn't need more money. He doesn't need investors' money. But when he needs, he just goes out there. Hey, I need investors. Just text one investor. And that investor has other friends who are VCs. Then these guys just okay. I want to invest. Then you come together, put together money, and say okay. Paystack just raised a $50 million investment, Series A, and that will be that. Because if you need investment, you just reach out and you just get them. But for a small scale startup who hasn't done much and you're trying to seek investment, it's hard. It is very hard, harder than coding, because you have to put together pitch decks. You have to put together solid statistics of how exactly you intend to use their money and put it out there. Because now there are types of investors who have that. One of them I want to talk more about is the angel investors. So now the angel investors are the ones who give you money. Now that giving you money is based on probability. If you lose all the money, you still cannot be arrested. That's the truth. For angel investors, it's a 50-50 game. For angel investors, it's always a 50-50 game. So there's a probability that you scale so high and you make so much money and they'll get so much money back in return. And there's another 50% that you would come crashing down. So it's literally a game here. So in that probability that you're going to earn 50% high, that's where the angel investors get their money back. So as a software engineer, before you can even think of, okay, let me build a company, you must understand how the market works, how business works. You must have an audience that, when I'm pushing it out there, I'm going to have developers out there. I'm going to have people out there who I'm going to be pushing these things to, and they're going to be receiving it and they're going to be using it. That's the point. So you build a company, you raise investments, you add more to the team, you keep working on it, you hire more engineers, hire more designers, hire a marketer, hire developer advocates, you raise more money, you hire more people, you raise more money and hire more people, in some way making more impact over time. So all of these things is all surrounded by technology. Where the world is going to, if whatever company you're building next or whatever solution you're thinking of is not surrounded by technology, it would not last. The